Hey folks, Rob back for another role plays, and this episode, we're checking out Misfortune, developed by Bad Bytes and published originally by a group called Everlasting Style. Now, those are names you're probably not going to recognise because they were an Australian development team, and Misfortune originally came out in like 1994, so it's sort of an Australian post-commercial release. I actually sorted you about this game, at least seeing cracked versions when I was sort of digging with emulation in the late 90s. But never knew there was actually an Australian produced game until we got it on the cover disc for Reset Issue 10. So I thought I'd boot it up and cover it because I think there's no other way I'd be able to justify it. It's not like I'd seen an original copy anywhere. So I'll let the intro run here. Some really groovy music there. And I'm sure you're thinking probably what I thought the first time I saw this, that it's very much a, platformer in the vein of Mayhem in Monsterland, and it is, and it isn't. I do like the sort of tone of humour in the intro there. Spiritual advisor wiping out enemy forces and not quite being the case. There is some not so good spelling in the intro, which is a bit, And so let's do this. So we're Dozer, we've got to go through 5 worlds of revenge. Collecting money. Now, I originally was confused by this, and you'll see when we get into the game, so. We'll see when we get into the game, because you think that money might mean pickups or stuff, but it's actually... So the basic idea is you've got 5 worlds, you've got to unlock a chest in each of them, and you unlock a chest by collecting keys. I really thought it was collecting the coins, and you'll see why that might be a problem a little in. But yeah, tile screen. Sort of got that 90s raster effect thing, which always gives me nice little warm fuzzies. Actually reminds you of a couple of crack intros, which I think... But yeah, anyway. Let's hit fire, let's actually get to it. You could tell this was a late commercial game because it's like so much loading. It is, but I think some of the people involved were involved in the demo scene. So, there's a lot of like, let's just hit the drive up. Who cares about tape owners? And really, by 1994, 1995, you probably weren't relying on a tape deck for your 64. Really, I could be wrong. I certainly wasn't. I had games on tape, but most of my stuff was on disc. And that just makes sense because it was more convenient that way. But anyway. Once this first level goes, I think we'll actually be able to not have to load for a while. So, yeah, if you're a little impatient over that, maybe I'll stick a timestamp in the video description so you can jump straight in. But anyway, like I said, I always like sort of covering an Australian-produced game at this time of the year because it's sort of in the background of what's kind of the Oz industry's big sort of international week, and it's always good. And more importantly, it sort of intersects with things that are important. So, locally produced games, stuff that's not really common or known about, and something a bit different. Anyway, that's kind of why I didn't intend it, but that's kind of why I really used to think that it was about collecting those little coins, but it's not. It's actually about these keys. So we'll try and get one. There's one a bit further along. Now you don't have to collect coins. It's much like Mario. I can't remember. I don't think there's a, collect 100 and you get, extra lives or anything. The big thing that you really want to collect is those, because that's a weapon upgrade. And you can see up top there's you've got your score, you've got your level timer. You've got a gun, and that's really, upgrading your gun lets you take enemies out a little quicker, which really helps. But like the first thing is, it's sort of a snowy game with, cute overlaid sprites. Controls feel good. That's a checkpoint marker, and that is the first key. So all we need to do with that key is get it to the get it to... Oh. So gun could be upgraded 3 times. So we've upgraded it twice. And you can see it's already just getting a bit more effective. But yeah, goal is to find the chest. I found a bit of... I don't know if it's like you got to collect keys in order. Well, that guy can't really be destroyed. We've got to time this one properly because it's a very painful jump. You do have plenty of lives. No! Speaking of lives, I'm always of the... And when you die, you lose a level of your weapon power too. Which is, funnily enough, and an interesting coincidence, which if you're a Patreon supporter, you will see very soon. I will not say anything more than that. Alright, I'm actually going to go back. One thing is that, the levels are actually really expansive. It's actually really impressive how big this level is. And so there's only 5, but it's not really too bad when you think about it like that. Anyway. Oops. I don't want to get on those bricks. Ooh, that was close. I do respawn, as you see. Another checkpoint, because we're back at the start. Yeah, there's a little... I admit those little boxes when there's nothing in them feel a bit flat. Oh, the colourful graphics, lovely, good. Some very nice tunes in there. Oh, there's a key. Yeah, so this is the problem. We've got the first key. We've got to get to the chest. Now that one, that's handy because it gives you more time. I mean, the time is fairly generous. It's only like... It's 100 seconds or so, but it feels a lot more generous than it is in other games. It doesn't really go as fast as some other platforms. Anyway, let's get... There's another checkpoint. There's a chest. So we've just popped the first key now, which is down on fire. Now let's go back and get the next key, which we saw up here just before. Oh, that is some nasty level design. We got to go back to... Damn you! I'd like to finish this stage, but we'll see what happens. See, the beautiful thing of this being, a free download, because it's on the reset disc and it's on a couple of other magazine discs, is that you can go and try it out. And as I always say, it's always worth doing that. So that's 2 keys in, 3 more to go. Let's see if we can. That was easy. That's the 3rd key. Now you can see the top right there, the little keys indicator. There's memory serves, and we'll have to see when we find key number 4. Gosh, sometimes this level design is terrible. Now, can't really duck, but can you shoot? Yeah, you've got the 2 hits thing like in Mayhem as well. Yeah, at least we got that upgrade though. And that's sort of the sign that... Can't really take that sucker out. We'll get over him. Over. Yeah, this is... I'd love to see an ad from... Oh, what was that one? What was that one susceptible? Okay. There's another key. Key number 4. Hey, we're doing a lot better than I thought. When I was sort of playing this for warm-up, I was like, oh, I can't remember how to actually use the keys. But thankfully, I got that solved. Okay. No! It's always, you got to go back. Alright. I kind of wish there was a little indicator on screen to sort of say, oh, you need to head that way to go to the chest or something. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's sort of one of those, like... The term that, gets brandied about is quality of life. In the sense that it's like, Can I actually... Oh, no. Oh, okay. Your jump is a little more generous than I thought it was. Which, you know, really is important in a platform like this. It was... Yeah, if you can remember when I talked about... when I talked about Platman Worlds a few months ago. That was May. Was it May? Or June? Yeah, it was a fair few months ago. Oh, that was a daft move. The advantage is actually... Now I can go right. But when I talk about Platman Worlds, it was one of the problems I had with it, because it's like, the design is really solid, like graphically, you know, some excellent graphics and music, you know, really good controls, but the one thing that frustrated me with that game was the platforming collision detection. It was sort of like, I can't quite, you know, you had to be really precise, and the jump collision was sort of... Oh, okay. Like that. I think this is the last key. Yeah. Well, this is it, folks. If I could actually survive back to the chest, we'll have got the first stage sorted. Oh, I've been hit. Like I said, it's got that mayhem thing. I can't remember if you can collect something to... Oh! Oh. Oh. Oh, that started glitching out weirdly. Seems okay now, though. Jumping sucker. Keep your fingers crossed. I mean... Yeah. Keep your fingers crossed, because I'm almost there now. It's good use of overlaid sprites. Works very nicely. Okay. Last. Done. That's first stage done. Oh. I wonder what that actually said, because that looked all corrupted. Ah, must have been the glitch we saw earlier corrupting that. Sad trombone to moment. Anyway, let's get on to level 2 and see how we go from there. Hopefully... Well, that's definitely a little different artistically. I think the colours don't work as well here. There's the first key. And I don't think the platform uses. Could be wrong though. And it seems like everything resets, which I'm not a fan of between stages. Okay. But I think if it's one thing for me is honestly... Okay, we've got the first... Alright, there's a gun upgrade. Okay. Let's see if we can find another key. That's one thing about this level design. It's very unlike what you might have seen in Mayhem. It's very different, which is cool. It's like they've experimented a bit more. It's not quite as... I don't think it's as polished a stage, but I like it. Anyway, can't really fit up there, so I've got to work out where the right point to jump is. Okay. Collision is... Oh! Oh. Okay. So this is my last life then. Oh yeah, okay. Alright, that's game over. I would think I'll call it a wrap there. Misfortune's quite an interesting little platformer. It's probably not really as good as the likes of Mayhem, which is, you know, is its inspiration. But it's interesting slice of Australian history regardless. And one that probably isn't really shown about all that much. But anyway, do go check it out for yourself. I always think it's, videos like this are good to sort of show off a game, but they're not really, the be-all and end-all on it. So, go check it out yourself. Run it on hardware, on emulator as you pick. Do check out Reset 10, which should hopefully have a download out by now if you didn't already order the physical copy. And with that, thank you very much for watching. As always, it's really important to me if you spread the word if you enjoyed this. I love hearing your thoughts as well. Do sit down and play it, let me know what you think. But yeah, tell other people if you enjoyed this video. It really helps, more eyeballs on videos really helps them growing out a bit. And with that, consider subscribing. New videos out Friday as always. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.